welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be discussing a very triggering topic. Today we're going to be discussing how I mispronounce all of the things in books. As a person who prides themselves on how good they are with grammar and spelling and pronunciation and being correct grammatically all the time, I pronounce things wrong very, very often in books, which yes, is mostly in my mind because, you know, when you're reading a book, if you don't know how to pronounce something, you kind of just like blah, and then you skip over it and it doesn't really matter because it's in your mind. But the second you go to discuss it with someone, that's when the problem starts. For example, when I first read the Divergent series, I thought that For's name was Tobias. I thought it was legitimately pronounced Tobias. Now that I think about it now, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But I thought it was pronounced Tobias. So one time I was talking to someone about Divergent and I was like, oh yeah, like I love Tobias. And they just gave me this look. I didn't understand. And then I went to see the movie and they're like, Tobias. And I was like, no, that's not how you pronounce it. It's Tobias. I think I would know, okay? It's pronounced Tobias. And I legitimately refused to call him Tobias for so long until finally I gave in and I was like, okay, it's Tobias, but like who cares, you know? We all make mistakes. But that is not the first mistake I made. So another thing I mispronounce, and I still don't know how to pronounce it, in Cassandra Clare's books, the Shadowhunter books, Isabel and Alec's mother's name, Mrs. Lightwood, I pronounce her name Mayrus. Mayrus. I don't actually know how it's spelled. Let's check. Mayrus. Okay. Maryse. Mayrus. It's pronounced Mayrus. At least to me it is pronounced Mayrus. I've been pronouncing it Mayrus forever, basically. I pronounce it Mayrus. However, in the TV show, I was watching it and I believe they pronounced it Maryse or Maryse or Maris. Maris? I don't know. But, okay, in the book, I don't remember which one, it's either the second or third, I couldn't find it in the third, I was just looking through it. Clary says, this is how you pronounce it. And it was Mayrus. I need to find it as proof, but it said Mayrus. And I was like, oh, I thought it was pronounced Maryse. But no, I guess it's pronounced Mayrus. And I changed it in my head. I had to reread her name twice every single time just so I could correct it. I was like, Mayrus, Mayrus, Mayrus. And now I say Mayrus, and then I watch a TV show and they're like, Maryse, Maris, I don't know. I'm pronouncing it wrong though, and it drives me insane because Clary said how to pronounce it and I'm still pronouncing it wrong. Another name that I mispronounced quite often is the name Isla from Isla and the Happily Ever After. This book right here, it says literally on page 2, it says, most people call me Isla, but I'm Isla, island without the "nd." It's literally on page 2. It tells you straight off, this is how you pronounce my name. It's spelled weirdly. Isla. So there you go. That's how you pronounce it. I thought it was pronounced Isla the whole time. Not even like Isla, as she said, Isla. What kind of name is Isla? I pronounced it wrong the whole book and I had to just I do that mental thing where I read it and I'm like, no, that's wrong. And I have to go back and I have to, you know, redo it. Isla. It's Isla. Another name that I jack up all the time. This name is actually rather common, so that's why it's more annoying. So it's not really specific to any book. I mean, it was specific to a certain book, but that is the name Anna. Anna. I can't say Anna. The name Anna just sounds so American that it makes me not like, it doesn't make me mad, but like I refuse to say Anna. Like one time in my math class, my teacher, this girl Anna sat behind me and she was like, oh, where's Anna? And I was like, oh, Anna's not here. And I realized I said Anna instead. I'm like, is that not okay? Like if your name is Anna, can I call you Anna or is that a different name? Like I would actually like to know because I say Anna. I will always say Anna. It sounds better. It makes you sound sophisticated, like you're British or something. Oh. The last biggest character that I always mispronounce is Luna Lovegood's dad, and I think everyone did just because his name is like X blah, 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 after it. It's like Xenophilius, right? Something like that. But I never read it. I always just read it as X blah 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 in my head, and I never knew how to pronounce it forever. I think even after the movies I was still confused. I don't actually really even know what his name is still. It could not even be Xenophilius. So that's just the name names that I always mispronounce. There are, of course, words that I always mispronounce. I still always mispronounce them, and it makes me mad. The first word that I can really think of that comes to mind is Accio. From Harry Potter, the spell, you know, Accio, whatever. I still refuse to believe that it's pronounced Accio. It's pronounced Accio. It's pronounced Accio. Accio broom. Accio thing across the room. It's Accio. I read it as Accio forever, and now people say Accio, and I'm just like, why is it Accio? So yeah, I haven't changed my ways on that. I still refuse to change. Another thing that I always mispronounce is, you want to be in the video? My cat's gonna be in the video now because she won't stop meowing, and she's a baby, and she won't meow if I hold her, I think. The next thing that I always mispronounce is, okay, I guess she doesn't want to be in the video. I also always mispronounce the word stele from the Shadowhunters books. Stele, spelled S-T-E-L-E, stele. That's how it's actually pronounced. I always pronounce it as steel. And then I watch the TV show and the movie and it's stele. And everyone else says stele. Everyone just pronounced it stele, and so I've tried to change on that. I've gotten better, but I still sometimes say steel. And now we get into the words that are just words. English words that I cannot English, apparently. Okay, I'll read them correctly and then I'll read them how I read them because I don't believe in proper English, apparently. So words that I can't say: novella, facade, wince, acai, and vigilant. Okay, here's how I say them. Novella, and then, okay, I don't actually say this out loud. I have to think it through, but for facade, I always think facade, and then I think facade, and then I think facade. So it's like a 3-step process of how do you pronounce this word? Facade, facade, facade. It's pronounced facade. Wince, I say is wince. I feel like wince is a better word, like he winced. No, I don't think I've ever said the word wince in my life actually correctly. Legitimately, I think back on it now and I'm like, wince, wince, wince. It should be pronounced winced. Winced is a weird word. Winced. Winced. Acai, that like berry stuff that's in smoothies or something. My sister always says S-I-E, like S-I-E, but it's like acai. Acai, it's a hard word. And then vigilant. In my head, I always think vigilant, but then the second I think about saying that out loud, I'm like, that's so stupid, and I realize it is in fact vigilant. Vigilant. Really? I told my friend that and she laughed at me for a while. Yeah, it's pronounced vigilant. I'm sorry. Those are just some words that I mispronounce all the time. And like, even despite all of that, I will still tell you off if you mispronounce a word, which is like super hypocritical. Especially if you mispronounce the word pronunciation, I will kill you. If you say pronunciation, that is not how it's said. It's pronunciation. Ugh, that's like the one word that makes me so mad. Pronunciation, 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 not pronunciation. That sounds stupid. You look stupid. I'm sorry for being such a failure speaking wise. I don't know why. It's just my brain. I am so hypocritical. I'm a terrible person. I mispronounce words wrong. What you gonna do, man? I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy laughing at how terribly stupid my brain can be sometimes, because it really can. And if you'd like to give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, do what you want, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!